Sure.
And I think I like this question because I think it's a good reflection question. And it's one of the, if you were to go into a new market knowing no one, where would you go? Where would you start? What would you do?
Before I focused on social media, I would focus on a place that I could build relationships. So at the point that I am in my life today, I would join a mom's group. I would geo-target any events that I was doing with those moms. I would create a custom audience, then I would create a lookalike audience, and I would be in front of them with mom stuff all day long. Because I know that those moms are not worth one transaction, they're worth two. Most of them have a home to sell, and they also are looking to buy a home. And so that is going to be a really quick, immediate way to capitalize on the money that I'm spending. I think people rush into a decision about where they're targeting. The other thing that I would do if I were plopped in a new city tomorrow, I would network with divorce attorneys, and I would find out when it's a really nasty divorce, who is handling the process of evaluating the agent, the price, all of those details. Because in a bad situation, it's court mandated, and usually in a state, there's only a few of those people. I know that those people could be worth 3 transactions if executed properly.
Yeah.
So I would still start from a relationship basis.
And how would you find these people?
Google.
Just Yelp and see who the divorce attorneys are with good reviews and start there?
And then I would go interview them with a videographer. Because if you just call them up, you're just like everybody else. But if you show up with a video team, like I would have a videographer from Go. Because also, if you go interview the moms about their experience being moms, you have a different in.
Okay, so I like this. So moms and divorce attorneys.
Yep.
And the moms, you mentioned a geo-fencing strategy, which I think is really powerful. Can you walk me through, for the people that aren't familiar with that, what that looks like?
Sure. So I'll give you a very specific example. Just this weekend, we were at Georgetown University, and we geo-fenced the whole thing. We also bought a booth, and so we were sitting there, and we were doing it for 2 reasons. One, we were looking for interns. The second, we were looking for parents that wanted to buy housing for their children. And so the geofencing is so that we can stay in front of those people, because just like all of us, they're busy. They're going to go back, they're going to drop their kid off, and before they know it, the semester is over. Their opportunity to buy is upon them, right? So we need to keep in front of them in order to get them to take action, just like our teardown strategy. It's about repetitive positioning. So the geofencing is basically when you're setting up a parameter of focus.
Okay.
So we then get all of their IP information, and then we stay in front of them on their cell phone.
And that just means that, let's say you geo-fence the university, anyone that is going in there is now going to be served your ads.
Yes.
Yeah. And then what are you retargeting them with? So the mommy example, right? So you go to a mommy event or a group or meeting.
I would go to a mommy event, but also in the mommy group in my area, all of the information is public, right? If you're part of the group, then that way you can call other moms and set up playdates and all of that stuff. So I would try and be part of the planning committee if I were going to a new area. I don't do that now. But if I were a new agent, I would definitely be doing that. And if I were new to an area, I would definitely be doing that. And basically, you're creating a whole network and you're adding value. You're providing support to make the group work. And the way that you create an audience, and then first you're targeting just those people, and then you're broadening that audience to other people like them, and you're creating content that applies to them. So I might do a series on all the play gyms in the area. All the different places, like there's a Nook in our area, which is an area you can go and play with your kids. I didn't know that until my own team did a spotlight on it. I watched the spotlight and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going there. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, this is so cool. So I would go do a spotlight of all the different fun places. I would go to every playground and I would rank the playgrounds, do a top 10 playgrounds in your city, and then serve that content in front of the moms. And if they get to know you and hear your personality and see you with your kids, they relate to you and you're automatically someone they like and they trust for information.
Right. And then how do you convert that into transactions?
Well, I think that's about showing them. So it's, remember, jab, jab, hook, right? So it's about showing them I'm someone that you can trust and you like and you understand and you relate to, but then also showing them how you provide value. So one of the pieces of value we provide is off-market opportunities for our clients. So if I were in a new market, I would be also networking with all of the agents, knowing who did what in what neighborhood, so that I would be able to call them and find out the listings they had coming. Because the reality is, I wouldn't have 100 listings. I have 100 listings in my back pocket right now, right? But if I were in a new market, I would have to work really hard and set up time and calendar block to create time to network for those opportunities. And I would be talking to the agents about how I did that. I would do a video about it, and I would geo-target them with that. And then, well, I would use the geo-targeting data to be clear, and then I would be using that as a retargeting campaign. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.